Good morning. So I need a bit of a seat just to make sure everything is working. Good morning, good morning. I'm going to sit on my mat, so if you can hear me, let's just check that. Good. So if you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up. I know I'm far away, but my screen has such a wide angle. I need to fit everything in. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, this is Yoki. Good morning, everybody. If you can give me a thumbs up that the sound is fine. Good. Awesome. Okay, well then we can get started. So find your good seat. Which means move around a little so that you find center. If you've just joined, welcome. It's a beautiful day. Hair is nice and fresh. So whether you're practicing inside or outside, take a moment to familiarize yourself with the sounds around you, the light. Take a moment to feel the air on your skin, to connect to the taste in your mouth. Take a moment to connect to what you're bringing to the mat today, so that you can adjust your practice accordingly, intelligently. For all of you that's joining in the meantime, big welcome. If you're all holding up, that everything is well. Give yourself a moment to get used to the sound of my voice and the setting. When you're ready, take your right hand to your left knee and twist. And we're going to draw the focus to our rib cage today. So as you twist, imagine your rib cage moving. You can even hold your hips, or hold your ribs, and feel them moving towards the left. The spine is nice and long. Both sides of the neck is long, and you can turn your gaze over the horizon towards your back shoulder. Notice how your breath is responding to maybe this first twist this morning, or at least deliberate twist, embodied twist. can be open as you gaze over the horizon, or if you feel settled, if you want to close your eyes for a more inward experience, please do. Hello, Amanda. And then we'll come back to center. And again, from your rib cage, even if you place your hands on your ribs, pivot towards the right. Notice where your gaze is, whether your eyes are open or closed. And imagine your gaze is over the horizon. So the head is balanced over the spine, the rib cage, the hips. And just linger here for a moment. Use it as a checking in pose. Coming back to center. So twist your belly to the right again. And then bring your forearm down towards your knee. So the right, yes, I said right. So twisting the belly to the right. Bring your left forearm towards your knee. So a twist, but a little bit bowed forward. And again, just hold it. This is an explorative hold, so it's not stuck. It moves, it changes with your breath, maybe with small adjustments. Notice where your gaze is, whether it's inward or whether your eyes are open. Soften the muscles around your eyes. Coming back over center, so towards the opposite side. And bringing your forearm towards your knee. So the twist is a little bit lower. And let your body breathe there for a while. Let it unfold. We'll change the crossing of the legs as we come to center. Just alternate your legs, and whichever leg is forward now, so in front, place it flat down and twist towards your thigh. So my right leg was in front, now I have my left up and I'm twisting towards my left. Give it a couple of breaths. Just allow your body to feel what it feels like. To breathe in this position, to soften, to receive. Notice the angle of your rib cage, and at any time you can place your hands on your ribs and move your body. Coming back over center, so alternate your legs. So for me, the right leg is now facing up. It's a modified Lord of the Fish pose, and twisting towards the lifted knee. See if you can soften a little bit more, so that softening is internal. It's receiving the breath. It's receiving your attention, your mind, your full participation. Coming back to center into a child's pose. If child's pose is uncomfortable for you and it doesn't get better with propping yourself up, so if you feel there's not much you can do to make it more comfortable, stay lifted and fold forward from here, so almost as if you're on all fours. If you're comfortable with child's pose, child's pose. And let your arms reach forward, so lifting up underneath the armpits, lifting the low front ribs, so there's space in the back body. Again for a couple of breaths, so you have time to adjust, you have time to notice, to feel. And then we'll thread the needle. If you're on your forearms, you can thread the needle from here. So I'm bringing my right side underneath my left side body to thread the needle. If you're in child's pose, you'll be lower down. This left arm can wrap around your body. It can stay by your side, it can be bent. And then we'll change, so threading the needle to the other side. And you'll be there for a couple of breaths. So notice how you use this time. From threading the needle, we'll come back to center. So from your child's pose or from your forearms onto all fours. Give yourself a round of cat-cow. And if you had your hands on your rib cage, maybe now your whole rib cage is sensitized, so you can feel how it moves in space. From your cat-cow into a downward facing dog. Move in your down dog. Give it a moment to find itself, I guess. So let your down dog find itself for this particular moment. And moving a little bit, you'll get access to how your hips are feeling, your feet, your hamstrings, the low back, again the chest, the shoulders. Maybe notice the angle of your head and your gaze, the placement of your fingers. Shifting your weight forward into a plank pose, a nice strong plank. Push through your heels, lengthen through your chest. Imagine your rib cage lifting a little bit. Both sides of the neck is nice and long. Lower your right knee. You'll pivot your right foot behind you as you pivot to your side, a modified side plank. Take your gaze to your top hand, or rest your right ear to your shoulder. You can even look down. And hold your side plank for a breath. Just let this shape sink in. This way of opening up, this way of receiving. And we'll slowly pivot back to center, into your plank. And then change, so the left knee comes down. As you pivot open to the side, your foot pivot behind you, opening into a side plank. Pivot back to center. Hold your plank. Lower your right knee again. Pivot into your modified side plank so that right foot spins behind you. You're in your supported side plank. Lift your torso, Parigasana. Left hand to left leg and stretch over. Notice the movement of your rib cage. Both sides of your rib cage are beautifully long, receptive, so the muscles in between the ribs are nice and juicy. Notice your left knee, your left ankle. Maybe if there's pressure or a lot of weight in your left hand, see if you can take some of that strength into the ribs, so into the spine, up and over. And then we'll come back over center. Touch your right hand down. We'll go back into plank and alternate. So from plank, the left knee down. Spin your left leg or your left foot behind you as you pivot into side plank. And from your side plank, strong through your centers, you lift up into Parigasana, gate pose. Right hand to right leg. Nice and spacious through your rib cage as you fold over towards the right. And again, your right ear can be towards your right shoulder. Your gaze can be up towards the sky or down towards the earth. And notice how just shifting your gaze, if that changes something for you, your experience of the pose. Maybe by moving your head you can wake up your inner ear. Coming back over center, you'll pivot into your side plank. And from your side plank back into plank. From plank, Chaturanga. If you want to lower your knees first, do so. Lowering all the way to your belly, coming into crocodile pose. So the legs are nice and wide, mat width apart. Resting your forehead on your hands, elbows out to the side. And see if you can relax, so if you can soften. And sometimes this softening helps us to receive strength, to access areas that's only braced, so they're guarding, but they're not really adding to our strength. So see if you can relax, so that if you come to a pose that requires strength, so physical strength, muscular energy, that you can direct it. And then engage your legs. So imagine you firing up your body, your glutes, your back, and lift your right leg off the mat.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
And lifting your left elbow off the mat. It's as if you're trying to bring your left elbow and your right foot towards each other. And see if you can notice the difference between strength, muscular energy, and just tension or bracing, or maybe even holding your breath. And we slowly lower. Give yourself a moment to relax, and then change, lifting the left leg. And so the muscles along the leg is engaged. The glutes are participating. as well as the muscles in the spine. And then lift your right elbow, imagining bringing your elbow towards your foot. And slowly lower down. You can stay where you are. If you want to lift both legs, do so. Imagine you hugging a block between your legs. You're reaching through the ball of the big toe. The legs are nice and long. Keep your arms where they are, but crawl your chest forward and up. So you should be able to lift your arms. There's not much pressure in the arms, so not much weight. The chest is moving forward and up. Imagine your whole rib cage forward and up. And then slowly lower down.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Child's pose when you're ready.
I love you. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. I love you. I love you. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. I love you. I love you. Don't
And
be
good morning to everyone that's joined in the meantime.
be scared. I love you.
From your child's pose, you'll make your way into a downward facing dog.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. I love you. I love you.
From down dog, kick your right leg back. Lunge it forward in between your hands, lower your back knee and lift your torso. Lift your hip bones. Notice the position of your rib cage. Take your right arm forward and up. Place it onto your right thigh. Left arm forward and up. And stretch over towards the right. And notice this play of the hip bones, how that affects the whole sensation in the left hip. The ribs are lifted, so the front lowest ribs are moving into the body and up. Moving into your twist, coming back to center, place your left hand to the inside of your front foot, right arm up. You'll be facing your thigh. You can stay where you are or curl your back toes under and activate your back leg. Excuse my back. Touch down to frame your front foot. Step forward, half lift. A forward fold. And strong legs as you come into your tall mountain. Catch your left wrist, so I'm catching my left wrist. Extend towards the right. Coming back over center, catch your right wrist, extend towards the left. And you can catch your ribs and notice what your rib cage is doing. It's positioned in space. Coming back over center, you'll fold forward, a half lift, Step your right leg back into a lunge. Lower your back knee. Lift your torso. Lift your hip bones. Notice the angle of your ribs. Take your left arm forward and up. Land it on your thigh. Right arm forward and up. And stretch over towards the right. And as you breathe, can you create fullness in the back body, as well as the sides of your ribs, as well as the front. Coming back over center, touch your right hand down, left arm up, you'll be in a twist. Notice where your gaze is, the angle of your head. You can stay here or curl your back toes under, activate your leg. Touch down to frame your front foot. Step back, downward facing dog. When we come to down dog and you feel you wouldn't like to move onto all fours or child's pose, maybe to alleviate your wrists a little or your shoulders, please do so, maybe your ankles. From your downward facing dog, kick your left leg back. Plunge it forward in between your hands, lower your back knee, both arms forward and up, Anjaneyasana. Bring your hips and your ribs towards each other and then slowly begin to lunge forward. Stay lifted through your rib cage, lifted through your hips, lowering your hips and maybe beginning to expand your chest, broaden your chest. Lift your chest and let that lift create space downward and up. You can come back to center or stay in your back bend. Curl your toes under your back foot. Activate your back leg. Wherever you are, bring your hands to your hips, so a neutral spine. We'll pivot forward, warrior 3 or stick pose. Take your time. And then step into your mountain pose, tall mountain. Catch your left wrist, extend to the right. Coming back over center and change. Catch your right wrist, extend to the left. And coming back over center, bring your hands to your heart or your hips. And we'll just rise onto the toes. And then sway back onto the heels, the toes and the heels, doesn't have to be high. And then to the sides of the feet, so you can do the outer, the inner, or just rock from side to side. So catching the edges of your feet, maybe moving the feet a little wider together, wider apart. If you can, move them wider together. Let me know how. So sides of the feet, toes, heels, maybe circling a little bit. And then placing your feet down, lift all of your toes. So keep the mounts of the toes down, only the toes lift. And then fan your toes down like a piano. So fanning the toes down, starting with the little toes and ending with the big toes. Lift all of your toes and fan them down. Might work, might not. And this time lift all of your toes and place your big toe down. All of the toes are lifted except the big toe. That mount of the little toe is down. And place all of your toes down. Only lift your big toe. You might feel your hands is helping your helping your toes a little. Place your toes down, so your big toes down. Steady through the feet. So the feet are awake. Tall mountain. A forward fold. A half lift and step your left foot back into a lunge. Lower your back knee. Lift both arms forward and up. Notice the angle of your hips, your rib cage. And then slowly begin to lunge forward. So we're lunging forward. Flexion of the foot. Bit of a bend here in the knee. Begin to lift your chest. So the back, the front, the sides. Without losing contact with this core engagement. You can stay in your back bend or come back to center, curl your back toes under, activate your back leg. Preparing for warrior 3, bring your hands to your hips. Shift your weight into that front leg, warrior 3. Stepping back into crescent or into your lunge. The arms down to frame your front foot. Stepping into downward facing dog. If you need a break, you can come onto your knees. Or maybe it's not even a break, maybe it's just a different experience. If you're moving in your down dog, maybe you find a little bit of stillness, so physical stillness. And then kicking your right leg back. Lunge it forward in between your hands, pivoting for warrior 2. The back foot pivots more or less parallel to the short edge of your mat. Tuck your front buttocks under and windmill your arms. Big arms out to the side. And hold it. Hold your warrior 2 here for a couple of breaths. Take your gaze over your front fingertips. You can flip your palms up. Lots of space underneath your armpits. You can even place your hands on your ribs and see how your rib cage is doing. And you might notice that your rib cage are not in line with your hips, so we're actually in a twist. So by pivoting the rib cage forward, we're in a bit of a rotation here. Peaceful warrior. Take your left hand down, lift your rib cage up and over. Extended side angle, coming back over warrior 2. Place your right hand on your front thigh. Maybe your left arm comes to your body to just find that extended side angle, and then overhead. You're welcome to bring your hand to the inside of your front foot if that's available. And again, notice the angle of your ribs, so length through both sides of your torso. Bring your top hand to your hip. Notice the angle of your back foot. We're pivoting into balancing half moon. You can step forward. Your hand out to the side. And then keeping this leg or the foot parallel to the floor, opening into your balancing half moon. Step forward into a half lift. A forward fold. And strong legs as you rise to stand tall mountain. Hands to your heart. And just feel for a moment, be for a moment. Into your tall mountain, arms overhead. A forward fold. A half lift. Step your right foot back into a lunge. So I'll change. Good. Pivoting your back foot down, preparing for warrior two. And give your body a moment to settle into this pose. And give your mind a moment to settle into your body. Maybe you can experience this pose from the heart space, so from the inner rib cage, maybe around the diaphragm, the base of the heart. Reversed warrior or peaceful warrior, lifting your ribs up and over. Into extended side angle, so over warrior two, place your backhand close to your body, bringing your front thigh to your front leg. So notice this extended angle and then take your arm overhead. You can place your hand down to the inside of your front foot. Notice the angle of your head, your gaze, whether the muscles around your eyes are still soft, receptive. And prepare for balancing half moon, so bring your top hand to your hip, step your back leg in, step your left hand out, so a little bit at an angle. And then keep the angle of your back foot as you lift up. Warrior two. And from your warrior two, you'll windmill your arms forward and down, stepping back into your downward facing dog. And you can alternate down dog with child's pose, all fours, or maybe something else. Coming onto all fours, so bring your knees down if they lifted. Cross your ankles behind you and sit back behind your heels. If that doesn't work, you'll just move over the side. Once you're seated, bring both feet forward, about mat width apart. And you can place your hands behind you just to lengthen your spine, and then lift both hands. Keep your hips facing forward, pivot towards the left. And maybe you can lift your feet. And coming back to center. Feet can be down, pivot towards the right. Notice what your hips are doing. Notice the ribs. You can move your ribs. Lifting both feet. And coming back to center. So stay nice and tall through your spine. Place both hands to the inside of your knees. So there's a bit of pressure from the arms into the knees and from the knees into the arms. And then lean back a little, but let that leaning back lengthen your spine. And then track your left arm behind you so the elbow moves behind you. You'll be in a twist. And then we alternate. So the right hand behind you, notice your hip. Maybe keep both hips forward. If you feel you need to move your hip a little, maybe there's agitation in your SI joint, I don't know, or in your hips, just let that hip slide back a little. And then we're going to keep this leaning back, so we lean back but nice and tall and alternate. So finding a rhythm that works for you. Notice the movement of the ribs. Notice the movement of your breath and your gaze. And if you're leaning back, come forward a little bit. And then lean back again. Good. Come back to center. Bring your legs into diamond pose. So a little bit of a more spacious Baddha Konasana, and fold forward. And let the body, it's like this big exhale. Just exhale, soften, sigh into Baddha Konasana. Making your way back to center, so the legs mat width apart, the spine nice and tall, and you can use your hands to find that length. So the length in the back body, but also the front. Good. Navasana boat pose. So it's nice to just catch your thighs, just to again feel. How can you hold yourself nice and tall? Good. Your feet doesn't have to be lifted. And then I see I have a low battery, so let's hope it lasts. So from Navasana boat pose, begin to move your legs and shift onto your right hip. and then alternate to the left. So this is a cosmic boat pose. We're cycling through space. Just keep going. I'm gonna go to low power, so good, let's hope this lasts. If not, keep pedaling your cosmic boat or rowing your cosmic boat. Good. So from your cosmic boat, you've been at it for a while. Baddha Konasana. So a nice big diamond pose, folding forward. And again, let this forward fold be sweet. It's a release. It's a softening into all those spaces that you've created between the ribs, maybe that releasing of the diaphragm a little, of the pelvic floor. So let the breath move into all these areas. Maybe for you it's the hip joints, the ankles, maybe it's the feet and the toes. And from your seated Baddha Konasana, so this wide leg or this diamond pose at least, bring your torso back to center. Lift your right knee up and twist towards the right. Coming back to center, slide your left foot underneath the right. Maybe you stay right there or bring your right foot over the left thigh. So the left thigh moves in pretty much or quite a bit. And if your foot lifts off the floor, let it lift off and keep your ankle nice and aligned. So whether your foot is down or whether the foot is lifted, twist in towards your thigh, so belly to the right. Coming back over center, we'll change. So Baddha Konasana, lift your left knee, twist in towards the left. So I am a little bit nervous about my battery. If it fades, give yourself a couple of twists, a couple of lateral stretches, and take a really nice long Shavasana. Or maybe end with a bridge pose, something that activates your back body. Maybe we'll make it. Moving into Ardha Matsyendrasana, so weaving your right leg in underneath the left. So mine comes in quite a bit, and then stepping that left leg over. If this is just too tight for you, release that ankle from the floor and twist towards the left. And because we're towards the end of the practice, again, just go back to the angle of your rib cage and see if there is a sensitivity. How does it feel from the beginning? Can you access the ribs in space maybe a little bit more easily, comfortably, naturally? Coming back to center, Baddha Konasana, and a forward fold. Give yourself a moment in this pose, this diamond forward fold. Coming back to center, you'll roll onto your back. So I like to do it by extending my legs forward, bringing my thigh bones into my hip sockets, spine nice and tall, arms extended, and then drawing the waistline back by kicking through the heels and reaching through the arms, and then slowly lowering down. If there's another way you do it, go for it. And take your time, so again you'll notice your rib cage moving. Once you're down, we'll move into bridge pose. So if you're still unrolling, take your time. Placing both feet parallel. If they turned out, it's fine too. Just notice that. Push into your feet. Shoulders nice and broad, shoulders well planted. And then lift your hip bones towards your lower ribs and the lower ribs towards the hip bones. Not a lot, so you can still feel there's a curve in your low back. And then press into your feet and lift your hips. And then slowly lowering down. And lift again, so pushing into the feet, the lower ribs towards the hips towards the lower ribs, without losing this curve in your low back, so you're not flattening your low back. And lower down and lift, press into your feet. Lowering down once more, and the next time you lift, we press down and we draw the feet towards the hips. And hold it. Relax through your arms. If you want to move into a fuller expression of bridge, so interlacing the arms behind you, rolling the shoulders in without losing this connection, lifting your hips, drawing your feet towards your waistline. And imagine there's a sense of lengthening from the hips down towards the knees, back into the feet. If you want a more supported bridge, you can come onto your toes, place your hands underneath your hips. So the alignment stays the same, the engagement. And when you're ready to lower your bridge, you can roll down vertebra by vertebra. You can come down all at once. Extend your arms out into a T. And then slowly windshield wiper your legs. and let them linger a little bit. So from side to side. So you're on your backs, arms extended to the side, gentle windshield wiper of your legs. And if you haven't, so if you're still moving from side to side, and just stay on one side for a little bit longer. If you're still on one side, alternate sides. So it's if you're particular about balance, maybe you want to linger on one side longer than the other. Hugging your knees to your chest. If you like to roll around on your sacrum a little with your legs hugged in, or a happy baby maybe. Happy baby is, so from the legs hugged in, you'll separate the knees, catch the outsides of your feet, and pulling the feet towards the waistline or towards the mat, pressing up through the mount of the big toe and still lengthening the spine. So we lengthen the spine without flattening the low back. And then Shavasana. So I would love to suggest, if you are at, I assume you're at home. If you are at home, stay in your Shavasana for as long as you like. And I really and truly wish you a most beautiful day. And I really hope that your practice will gift you with what you hope to gain. If you are in Shavasana or settling into Shavasana, I'll stay with you till the end of class. Hopefully my battery lasts, my phone's battery. Get a blanket if you need, something underneath your head or your thighs if you need. And let your breath be soft. Let your body be soft. So coming into that sensation of deep relaxation. By practicing this pose of relaxation, we maybe find nooks and crannies where we don't usually relax, where we constantly holding, constantly bracing. Scan your body, maybe using your breath to to find those spots and coax them into release, into surrender. And for those of you that are closing the practice with me, give yourself a moment to move, to connect to your body. Maybe contracting and releasing some of your muscles, stretching, hugging yourself. And then coming into a seat. Thank you all very much for joining me this morning. I bring my hands to my heart. Jai Bhagwan. And have a beautiful day. Thank you, Daniela. Thank you, Emily.